Tesla is the hottest ticker on the Yahoo Finance platform following the company's above consensus earnings. The EV maker also struck an upbeat tone on demand even as the economy continues to show signs of a slowdown. Let's dive more into all this with Wells Fargo analyst Colin Langan. Colin, always great to get some time with you. Do you think Tesla has come out too aggressive with its guidance on deliveries, given we are, in fact, in the middle of an economic slowdown?
Well, to be honest, I think there's sort of two factors there. One, I mean, they have a lot of backlog already because people have placed orders that they have yet to get delivered. So as you go into the second half, I mean, it's really at this point just about, can they actually physically produce the cars? I actually do think that's a bit of a challenge. They have to really get Austin and Berlin up and running. And so actual capability, I'm a bit cautious on. So actually, instead of 50% growth, I'm at just 40% year over year. So I think the volume target's going to be tough. What is really interesting and sort of, I think, strikes a bullish tone is the pricing. So not only people order and then takes about 6 months to get the car, the orders, we've seen the pricing go up massively over the last 18 months. We've seen over $10,000 of price increases on average, and just year to date, 5,000. And that 5,000, most of it hasn't hit yet. So the second half, I think, is actually be very good from a margin perspective as all of those price increases flow through. I think volumes could actually fall short just because it's going to be tough for them to kind of ramp production. But I don't think it's at this point a demand issue. I think as you get into 2023, that actually could be a concern.
You mentioned production. Can we talk about the Cybertruck? Middle of next year, that's when it's supposed to be coming. Do you think they hit that target? And for the people that have already put their deposits in, clearly they were comfortable with the pricing, but are they going to add on or at least upgrade in the future or see some of those kind of higher tier purchases for the Cybertruck to give Tesla a competitive advantage against some of the other manufacturers that are coming in to this landscape in the EVs?
Hard to say on the Cybertruck. I mean, it's been delayed quite a bit at this point. I do think with other pickup entries out there, Tesla's probably going to want to get that out. I also think one of the challenges, I think, as you go into next year is they'll have over 2 million units of capacity. And so to fill those 2 million, you're probably going to want some new products. It's going to be very, very hard, in my opinion, to continuously deliver 2 million units with mostly that coming from the S and Y. I mean, for perspective, the top selling, record sedan and SUV were the RAV4 and Corolla, to combined were 2.2 million. And given the price increases, we're talking close to 60,000 for a Tesla, 3 or Y. And that's almost twice the RAV4 and Corolla pricing. So lot to fill at that price point. So the Cybertruck would obviously fill some of that capacity nicely.
Colin, do you think the Cybertruck is nothing more than a sideshow for Tesla, or will it eventually be as important as the F-150 is to Ford?
I mean, I don't think it'll be as important as the F-150 is to Ford. There's not much more important to Ford than the F-150 is probably part of it. Also, I think from a capability perspective, we'll see what the full specs are. I think the F-150 is more of a work truck, whereas I think a lot of the Cybertruck buyers, my guess, are going to be more using it for recreational type purposes. So it'll be more of a niche market, at least initially, and we'll see where capabilities on the truck go from here.
Colin, I want to go back to pricing for a minute. Is the Tesla customer price resistant, right? Because now more than ever, and next year more than ever, and the year after that more than ever, they're going to have more choices of electric vehicles and more affordable choices at that. Is Tesla sort of resistant to all of that?
I don't think so. I mean, and that's why I actually have an equal weight rating, right? So I do think the second half of this year, as they deliver the price increases that they've had, and realize it's hard to get any vehicle right now, so everyone's taking pricing, that those price benefits on those orders getting delivered should almost certainly come through. It's pretty much locked. As you get into 2023, I do have pricing coming down because you have competition and just because, it's very high risk to the economy. And so, even luxury consumers may back away. And usually what I think we're going to see in this recession is not really a volume decrease, if we have a recession, that is, but I don't expect a volume decrease. I really expect pricing pressure across the industry, not just Tesla, and I don't think they'd be immune from that.
All right, well, we'll see what happens to their market share once the rest of that competition comes into the fray as well. Wells Fargo analyst Colin Langan joining us here today. Thanks so much, Colin.